Hi there, my name is Bob, and I'm a 35-year-old guy that comes from Clydebank in West Dunbartonshire, which is just outside of Glasgow in Scotland. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a review of a film that was out last year called Thor. And I hope it won't be the last of a number of reviews that I plan to read out. And they're ones that I've actually written myself, and I've posted them on IMDb and Amazon. And like I say, hopefully this won't be the last, and I hope you all like it. And if you do, feel free to comment and tell me what you think. And I don't mind whether they're positive or negative comments, just as long as they're constructive. Although there's some people, I might be asking too much, as you might be able to tell, I'm a bit nervous because this is the first time I've done this. But without any further ado, I won't leave you in suspense. And I'll go straight ahead and pursue with my review. Right, here it goes. With just one more movie to go before next year's big screen adaptation of Marvel Comics' The Avengers hits the big screen, Thor, the penultimate film in the Marvel chain of films that makes up 1/4 of the Avengers team that acts as a precedent to what is to come. Preceded by Iron Man and its sequel, as well as 2008's The Incredible Hulk reboot, not one of those films, although none of which were bad, were anything close to remarkable. So with this in mind, I have to admit that my hopes for Thor weren't incredibly high, but I decided to at least give it a chance and watch the movie with an open mind. However, once again, I can't say that my expectations were not confirmed. The setup, which is plain and simple enough, is this. King Odin, Anthony Hopkins, rules over the world of Asgard, a realm where magic and science are one and the same. His people defend the 9 realms from the frost giants of Jotunheim, and in defending the Norse people of Earth in 970 AD, they come to be worshipped as gods. In the present, Odin has 2 sons, Loki, Tom Hiddleston, and Thor, Chris Hemsworth, who will one day take his father's place and ascend the throne of Asgard. When a group of frost giants invade their kingdom in a failed bid to retrieve the casket of ancient winters, which was taken from them by the Asgardians after their defeat over a millennia ago, Thor demands that an example must be made of their icy foes. Going against the orders of Odin, he leads a band of his friends to confront them, ultimately leading to a war which enrages Odin, who strips Thor of his powers and exiles him to Earth. It is on Earth he is eventually forced to redeem himself and becomes Earth's greatest defender while befriending scientist Jane Foster, Natalie Portman. As a film, Thor marks a departure for its director Kenneth Brannagh, who up until now has been concerned mainly with helming serious dramas, as well as his trademark inclination for adapting Shakespeare's plays to the big screen. I was intrigued how he would cope with handling a big-budget fantasy adventure movie, and it's to his credit that he does an admirable job. His handling of the fight scenes is top-notch and are well choreographed, whereupon the cinematography fits in well with the flow of the action. While the more light-hearted moments of the script complement the overall feel of the film, which means it never takes itself too seriously. The fish-out-of-water moments, where Thor explores the new world that he has found himself banished, strike the right chord and are handled with good-natured charm. As Thor, Chris Hemsworth is equal parts charismatic and charming, while portraying the acquired level of cockiness that he makes an affable yet broad hero who doesn't fall beyond the wayside into caricature. He also proves to be more adept at the more physical aspects. The supporting cast are also solid, with Natalie Portman proving to be likeable and touches the right note of sincerity as Jane, while being a neat foil to Hemsworth, while Anthony Hopkins provides a commanding and wise presence as Odin. But the breakthrough performance for me has to be Tom Hiddleston, who is fantastic as Loki. He makes you believe in Thor's stepbrother if at times you find yourself struggling to completely swallow everything due to the slightly leaky script. I am keen to see how his career will progress on the back of Thor, as he is someone who I think might have a promising career ahead of him. What lets the film down is its flat, routine plot, which is overstepped by the action and the overall grandiose spectacle. The subplot regarding Thor's road to redemption meanders into cliché and is therefore predictable, relying on his trademark hammer as a threadbare tool to punctuate the point. Some of the characterization from some of the supporting characters is a little too hammy and a bit thin on the ground, and seem at times to be nothing more than window dressing to help further the progression of the film's narrative. I also found myself not being able to reconcile myself to the motivations of Loki, who the film tries to inject some depth into him, which goes beyond that of being a mere villain and that of a tragic figure, but it just doesn't come off as the least bit of convincing. It's easier to envisage Loki as being a man driven by greed and ambition, rather than that of a despondent antagonist left rocked by the sudden revelation his father has been forced to impart on him, triggering him to further engender to prove his inner worth. The presence of S.H.I.E.L.D., the government agency seen previously in Iron Man 2, is only there to generate some action and create an obstacle to Thor retrieving his magical hammer, which has been sent to Earth along with him. Anything other than that, it just seems like they factor in as a plot setup to next year's Avengers movie and offer little else to the film's plot, making them largely obligatory. An overwhelming experience for non-fans, although I suspect those more familiar with the comics will find more to like. I wouldn't bet my hopes on the film finding a wider appeal beyond its fandom on the strength of it. As this type of film goes, it's inoffensive enough and passes the time, and has its colourful little flourishes to commend it. However, it's just another by the numbers blockbuster that ends up putting its money where its heart should be.